Have you seen this real estate market lately? It is crazy out there. I mean, dog eat dog crazy. If you have been looking for a house or getting ready to purchase a house, or if you purchased a house, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you want to know what to expect when you buy a house in 2022, or if you want to know if you should buy a house in 2022, then stay tuned. I've got a lot more for you here. YouTube, I am Shanika Lawrence. I'm so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new to this channel, please like and subscribe. If you're coming back, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're just gonna get right into it, okay? I've been out here. We've been out here in this crazy market. We've been looking at different houses. We have seen so many different things, and you know, like I said before, it's just a bunch of crazy stuff going on. So I'm gonna kind of break this video down a little bit for you so that you kind of know what to expect while watching. So I'm gonna just tell you what I've seen lately, maybe some things that I've ran into. I'm gonna go over some benefits, and then I'm gonna go over some risk with you, just so you would know what to expect when you go into the housing market today. So here we go, the old bills. All right, old bills are anything that, you know, any kind of house that anybody has already lived in. So it's a used house, basically anything that's built before 2022, anything that was built before then, and someone has already lived in that house and now they're selling the house. So here are 3 things that I have seen when it comes to old bills, trying to buy old bills. All right, number 1, market price. So our market price really throughout the entire real estate market has increased. I mean, literally, it's probably gone up about $150,000 to $200,000 that the market price has increased over the last year and a half. So a house that might have been worth $130, now it is easily worth $300,000 or more. The issue is you've got, you know, a lot of couples or people that just want to buy a house, of first-time home buyers, and you know, maybe they can only afford $250,000 house, but they need 2 or 3 bedroom homes, and it's like, man, I can't even find that within what I'm even approved for. I'm approved for $250,000, and I can only find houses right now that are $300,000. I mean, literally, it's crazy. So we are looking at very high prices, even for used homes. And number 2, we're dealing with a seller's market. It is a seller's market. So what that really means is that we've got more demand than supplies. There are more people looking for houses than there are houses available. So it's a seller's market. And now the sellers are, you know, it's their world. They can put the price wherever they want to put the price. They can put whatever contingencies or demands in their contracts. They're selling the homes as is. They don't have to fix up anything. They don't have to, you know, even allow an inspector to come through the home. They're just like making all these different rules because, again, it's their world. So, you know, you don't really have too many options. With the seller's market, we don't have too many options. We're just kind of at the mercy of the people that are selling the homes. And number 3, because it's a seller's market and we have so few inventory available, we've got all these cash buyers that are coming in and overpaying on the price. Oh my goodness. So for example, if you see a house that's on the market for $400,000 and you decide that you're going to offer $405,000 on the house, and you think you're doing good because you just actually put $5,000 more on what they're asking for, but then you got a cash buyer that comes behind you and puts in $20,000 over the asking price. So now they're saying, I'll pay you $420,000 for this $400,000 house, and they're of course going to go with the one who is giving them more money. But see, the thing is, $20,000 is not even the highest that I have seen. I mean, I've seen $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over asking price. So listen, let me just make a quick disclaimer. I'm telling you all this to inform you and just to get you prepared. I don't want to put any fear in anybody's heart or to make anyone feel like they are unable to purchase a home. Because listen, if you have the funds and you have the ability to get the home, then go ahead and get the home. But I just want you to know know that, you know, you don't have to be afraid to go forward and do the things that you have decided in your heart to do. So, okay, that was our old bills. Now, with our new bills, here's the issues. We got waiting lists. On the new bills, we only got about 50 lots available in the neighborhood. In a new neighborhood, they're building brand new homes. So they may only have about 100 lots available, but they got a waiting list with 700 people on the waiting list. Man, okay, so again, that goes into the whole idea of this just being the kind of market that it is, that there is more demand for the supply available. Number two, these new bills are lender specific. They want you to only use their lenders. Why? I have an inkling that it has something to do with they just want to keep the money in their team, on their squad. So they kind of force you to use their lenders, and if you use their lenders, then they'll happily put you on their waiting list, right? But the problem is, even if I'm put on the waiting list, now I'm put on a waiting list with 800 other people. You only got 100 lots available. So even if 100 of those people decide that they don't want the house anymore, we still got 700 more people we got to fight against or go up against to actually get this property. So again, this is just a big headache when it comes to the new bills. And then the last thing for these new bills are the floor plans. So with these new neighborhoods, they probably most have about 2 to 5 different floor plans that they can give you. So you can only choose between their floor plan. You can only choose between a certain amount of setup. And you know, with different builders, they have different looks. And some of the houses don't always have the look that you're going for. You may want, you know, a house that has a dining room and a living room and, you know, like a family room or something like that, you know, but then you've got some places that only have dining rooms and you have living rooms on the same side, or you have them on opposite sides. It's really just depending on that builders. All builders are not equal. They don't set up the homes the same way. So you kind of are limited to what kind of house or what kind of look of the house that you like. And again, because this market price is going up, you kind of start to feel like, well, do I really want to pay all this money for, like, you know, being kind of tied down to only deciding between these different floor plans? Can I make my own floor plan or anything like that? It's not something like if you were to build from the ground up with your own contractor or something like that. With these new builds in these new neighborhoods, you have to go with their floor plan, period. So with all of that being said, we have discussed the issues that I have seen with the old bills and the new bills, right? So now I just want to cover the risk. And again, no fear here. I just want to enlighten you, and I just want to educate you and just to equip you so that you know what to expect when you're going out here and looking for a house. So with the old bills, the biggest issue, the biggest risk that you're taking is having to end up with an upside down loan. And what that means is that basically you owe more on the house than the house is worth. So in the end, you'll have a negative equity. So then when you go to sell the house, if you desire to sell the house in the future, then you'll actually owe. You'll be able to sell it, but then, you know, you'll have to pay off that negative equity before you're even able to receive anything. And hopefully that negative equity will still allow you to get money back and not have you in the negative and having to owe the bank. So that's a big risk. I would not actually recommend you spending over $20,000, maybe $30,000 over the asking price. I think that is really crazy that we're even having to do this in this time, that we're having to spend so much money over the asking price. But I understand. The thing is, you know, we want more house. A lot of the world just wants to move into new homes. We want, you know, more space. We want more property. You know, we just want something that fits our growing families. So, you know, I understand, you know, the desire and the need to feel like, okay, well, if I want to secure this property, I gotta pay a little bit more. I understand that because I've been there. So, you know, it is what it is, but I would not recommend you spending more than $20,000 over asking price, just in case you end up with an upside down loan later on. The next risk is that prices could possibly go down. We don't know. Actually, it's projected that over this year 2022, market prices will continue to go up. So because of that, it's actually more or less of a thing that you have to be worried about. But it is a possibility that prices could go down, and then again you would end up with that upside down loan. Now, the risk of waiting though, if the prices don't go down and they instead continue to go up, the risk of waiting would actually be worse, because now where you could have purchased a home for $450,000 within the next 6 months, it could be close to $490,000, $500,000, when 6 months prior you could have only paid $450,000 for that same house, that same lot, that same amount of home. You could have paid that same amount, but now you're spending more because the market price has increased. So there is a risk of waiting also. And listen, we've also got benefits to buying a house in 2022. I know that people have tried to make you scared and tell you that there's going to be a crash and all of this other stuff, but guess what? There is still benefit to buying a home today in 2022. The first benefit is appreciation. Our houses are still appreciating. We always buying things that have depreciating value, different clothes, designer, cars, a lot of different things that we're putting our money towards, and there is no appreciation. It's a depreciating asset. But when you buy a home is an appreciating asset. So when you buy a home, you're going to be able to get equity out of it. Sometimes immediately. We are now seeing people buying houses right now, and maybe a couple months later, their houses have already appreciated $10,000 plus, just because of the way the market has been increasing. So it is a good time to buy. I personally believe that it is a good time to buy because, again, prices may not go down. They may continue to go up. So if you get them now, it's better than waiting until later. The next benefit is our low interest rates. We have historically low interest rates right now. Even though they have increased over the year, they have actually started to go down when this Russia-Ukraine war started to happen. They actually went down a little bit, but they did tell us that interest rates would go up 4 times in 2022. So the earlier the better. The earlier you get on a low interest rate, the better for your loan, for your overall loan. Again, prices are only going to go up potentially, right? So I think it is a good time to buy. I think that if you have decided in your heart and you have the income for it and you have the drive to reach your goals this year, and your goal is to buy a house this year, if you are in the right standing financially, I believe that you should just go forward. Go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid to step out there. I think that when I first bought my first home, I was, a little bit, like a little afraid, because it was like, you always wonder, am I going to have enough for this? Am I going to, still be able to, make payments and things like that? But guess what? We make those kind of gambles every day. When we walk out of the house, there's no guarantee that we're going to come back. You just have to have faith. I believe in walking in faith and not by sight, and just believing that God is going to, deliver on his promises, and have faith. Don't walk in fear. Again, this was not to scare you, but just to help you, just to have a little bit more knowledge about what you should expect out here in this market today. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, I think that I'm going to do another video on exactly how to prepare when you're buying a home, because that's a whole nother process. That's a whole nother thing of expectations that you should be looking out for. Leave me a comment and let me know what kind of things you guys have been experiencing when you've been buying a house, or when you've been out here looking in the market. I appreciate you guys again. See you guys in the next video. Bye.